The Legacy of Banarsi and His Wife. I have tried to make the story of the legacy of Banarsi and his wife as authentic as possible, using pictures of actual people and places wherever I can. When these were not available, I have tried to use images that reflect as closely as possible the conditions of the times. After slavery was abolished in the British colonies in 1834, the Africans refused to work in the conditions on the plantations. Between 1838 and 1917, the British imported 239,909 indentured workers from India to Guyana to replace the black slaves. The Journey. In 1900, Banarsi and his wife left Bihar in what was then the Presidency of Bengal, British India. They left their home to walk more than 160 miles to Benares to make a better life for themselves and their children across the Kalapani. When they reached Benares, many were already suffering from dehydration and exhaustion. From Benares, the coolies were transported by train to Calcutta. When they arrived in Calcutta, they were examined by doctors. The ones who were deemed to be fit for the long voyage were kept in very cramped quarters for weeks until their ship came. Finally, their ship arrived. Shriman Banarsi and his Dharmpatni were taken to Calcutta harbor. Their Jahajins included the Aji and Nani of Chedi Jagan, the future president of Guyana. They set sail on an old three-masted schooner called Elbi on Thursday, October 18, 1900. Elbe held 600 passengers in its hold. Single men were on one end of the ship, families in the middle, and single women at the far end. Elbe was well equipped for the times. There was room to exercise and a small sick bay. Still, 1%, or 6 people, died on the voyage. The 3-month voyage took them out of Calcutta harbor, out to the Indian Ocean, past Madagascar, around the stormy Cape of Good Hope, and up the South Atlantic until they finally reached Guyana. Caste barriers were soon broken on the high seas. Cooking while the ship was tossed about by the waves was precarious at the best of times. And when the dal escaped the cooking pots, it was all they could do to scrape the mixture back into the pots as best they could, and share it with everyone. And so the bonds among the Jahajis and the Jahajans grew so strong that they lasted to the next generation. They arrived in Demerara Harbor at Booker's Wharf on Saturday, January the 5th, 1901. Shriman Banarsi's young Dharm Patni, having endured the long voyage during the last months of her pregnancy, gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. They named him Balgobind. The exhausted young mother died soon after. British Guyana. Georgetown, 1888. Georgetown Immigration Depot. They were brought to the Georgetown Immigration Depot, where they waited their turn outside to present the immigration tickets that they were given in Calcutta. Each coolie was examined by a doctor one more time to establish that they were fit for work. Then they were transported to their assigned estates. Banarsi and his baby son, along with the Nani of Chedi Jagan and her small daughter Bachoni, were assigned to Port Moran. Chetty Jagan's Aji was assigned to the sugar estate at Albion. They were housed in the same small row houses or barracks called logis that were used to house the black slaves decades earlier.
चुनरी में हो सहा मोहम्मद, अरे नूर दिखाते चुनरी में, और चुनरी में हो गुरु गोविंद सिंह, गुरु ग्रंथ सुनाते चुनरी में, अरे चुनरी में हो ईसा मसीह सूली पे चढ़ाते चुनरी में।